This show. Tyler has had the most experience. I'll fully admit that I've played Killjoy in the range. I have not spent the $10 to buy and unlock Killjoy. Tyler has and played a few games. I have played with Tyler as he's been Killjoy. But Tyler, your experience so far?
It was a business expense, Arda. It was a business expense. It was $10 well worth to get Killjoy. So far, obviously, I think most people have come to this conclusion. On defense, she is nutty. Her mollies, when you can detonate them from far away, are insane. Especially if you have your turret up, so you know when to activate perfectly the detonation of your molly. Her on defense, along with Cypher, is just lockdown city. You can lock down both sites quite well and just have the other three roam about. But you can feel very safe in those two hands. On offense, she's a bit awkward before posts or before planting. Before planting, it's a lot like you're trying to maybe bait with your turret, throw it out there, see if people will turn to it. It's a lot of trying to make it happen. Or you, as you probably should, as we probably will see, is hold on to most of your abilities until you plant, get the plant down, and then kind of build your fortress there with the mollies, with the turret, with the alarm bot. But getting onto site with her before planting is awkward, similar to Cypher. She's not as good a flanker, in my opinion, as Cypher, especially if he has tripwires, the camera, all that shebang. So defensively, she's a nut. Her ult is, I think I need to see it in pro play, because right now, playing against silvers and golds and all that, you're not going to really see the full extent of Killjoy's ultimate in full use. I want to see pros play. I'm sure I've talked to a few pros who say it's unstoppable, especially on sites like Split, and when it can push off a team directly off site, and especially with that kind of coordination. Right now, I think most people are complaining about her molly. Her molly does seem a bit too strong, just because of how far you can be away from detonating it. It's almost an instant kill if, let's say you put it where everyone always plants on the certain spots, detonate it, they can't plant, game over. So I think the turret's fine. I think the alarm bot's fine. I think the ultimate, some people thought it was a bit too overpowered. We need to see a lot more information in pro play and other situations to see if the ultimate really is that powerful or if it can be outplayed. I think there's a lot of teching and labbing you have to do to make that ultimate or counter that ultimate. But I think the molly is the thing where if they're going to change something, they have to change that it goes through walls. It should not go through walls. That's just silly. It should not go through walls, especially when it's a thing of the counter to it is that you're supposed to see it. So if it should not go through walls. If they make that distinction away and they take away its ability to go through walls, I think it might be a bit better. Overall, she's a fun character. I like playing her. I'm still going to play Ray. She is the main to my heart. I will never go away from her. Her boom bot is way better than the alarm bot. But Killjoy, not as overpowered as people thought, as usual. I think every agent we're going to get, people are going to say this, they're going to break the game. She doesn't break the game, but she might need a bit of tweaking to pull her down. We'll have to see pro play first with her, though.
Jacob and Emily, let's place a bet on how many months it will take before Tyler abandons Raze.
Never.
I don't think he will. He was still playing Raze after
the
really serious nerfs.
I'm putting down month and a half.
Regarding Killjoy, though, I'm really looking forward to seeing some of these triple vision comps that people are talking about, because I think that's really interesting, especially, I don't know what maps people are running on them, but I'm thinking something as, open as Ascent would be really interesting with that.
So one thing that we did experience, actually, which caught me off guard, was Tyler popped the Killjoy ult. We were in Ascent main, right, going on to, which side is that? That's B. That's A, right? No, B. That's B. On to B. And Jet was hanging by where the door closes. The ult activates. Jet is caught in it, but then Jet ults and then knifes us all as we walk through into Boathouse. So that the ults still work there, even though they are disarmed. So watch out for that if you're facing a Killjoy.